to handle India, to understand your own identity, you need a little bit of sense of humor and you need a little bit of tact. And our next speaker is going to give you both. Vikram.
So I hope you can just put your digital devices away for just a few moments and try to sit up straight and just close your eyes. A lot of slouching. So just close your eyes and imagine a blue light just right between your eyes, a blue light. And inhale deeply and exhale. So I want you to say a chant with me. It goes, ooh-ah-eh. So inhale. And inhale. Just imagine that blue light pouring all over you, and just inhale again. So you can open your eyes. So ooh-ah-eh is it's a chant, it's a mantra, and it's just like Om. The main difference is I made up ooh-ah-eh. And I did this because I wanted to tell a story about belief. I'm a filmmaker, and I direct commercials, and I've done a lot of documentaries, and I really love how fiction and reality often are told separately, but always in our lives work together. And one of the examples of this is religion. I grew up in a very religious home, and how many people here consider themselves religious? Just as I suspected. And how many people consider yourself spiritual? A bit more. This is the Wired conference. So. And how many people believe that think that they have a method of belief, the way they see the world, the perspective on the universe? So religion is a bit of a scary idea these days. And I think there's a gap that we have. You know, we grew up with all these stories and myths and a logic that doesn't make as much sense anymore. And so there's a bit of a gap there of what to believe in, what our parents' generation believed in. And we're often in our daily lives looking for something similar. You know, but I had this question about religion. I had this idea that maybe it's not so important what story you believe, but maybe it's really just important that you believe. So I had this idea. It's called the spiritual placebo effect. I'm not a scientist, but I thought, why don't I see, can a fake religion have the same effect as a real religion? So I thought, what do I need first? And you know, I was going to do this, and I wanted to tell the story through my perspective. So I said, we need a character. We need a god, a deity, a guru. So I created Kumare. Kumare looks a lot like me. He has a trident with a symbol. That's actually the part of the ooh-ah-eh, which you'll see later. And he comes from a place called Alikash. Alikash looks very similar to Rishikesh, India. This is where he meditates. This is also very similar to where the Beatles went when they went to Rishikesh years ago. And this is him hanging out with one of his guru buddies. And this is him covered in ash. And this is him telling some jokes. So Kumare is a fictional character that I created for a film. And in this film, I was creating a faux religion, a fake religion, to see if it had the same effect as a real religion. So what do we need? I looked at symbols. These are the symbols of our modern-day religion, so I created my own symbols. Here are the Kumare symbols. The bottom one is ue. It's just like the om. It just has a little sort of K-looking thing. And then you see the which works nicely for the trident. And on the far right is called the happiness symbol. And because I had done advertising work, commercial work, I looked at these in a very similar way to these symbols. We relate to things. We want to have an experience, and it's just like the same experience that we have with buying a product or consuming something. We have as in a spiritual experience. Now that might seem like a jaded way of looking at spirituality, but it is really the experience that we're all looking for. A feeling of peace, maybe in some settings. And with what I was looking for was what was the difference between those experiences. And so I thought I need to create a backdrop for this. So I used that information and knowledge from advertising, and I thought, what would make a great chant? Let's take the most important slogans and most important mantras of America. So an American audience would relate to it. So I translated some very important shlokas, as they say, and back into Sanskrit. So the first one is Sarvo Bhav, and that means be all you can be, which is the United States Army recruiting message. And Karam Yeva Dikaraste, which sounds amazing, and it means just do it. But if you think about it, I mean, the only difference between the message here is, do you need a pair of shoes to just do it? In fact, what I wanted to say is that you can find sort of spirituality in anything. Just do it is it does, when I hear it, motivates me to just do something and not really think about it. So that's part of the Kumaré Sutra. Now, there are other terms. Every religion needs a lot of terms. You need to tell a story. You need a universe. So Kumare is my middle name with a little e sound at the end. My middle name's Kumar. And so I put an e because it just sounded foreign. And I sort of figured out a translation which is almost accurate if the language of Pogri existed. So divine child. And then you have the vowel sounds in Kumare. That's where you get u-a-e. And then, of course, there's the Kumaré Sutra. If you skip down, you can see some of the cosmology. There's lokas, which means world. So it's antaloka, bahirloka. That means inner world, outer world. And then I also created like the physics of that universe. So there's antavega, bahirvega, inner force, outer force, and then urdhvada vega. That's horizontal. And then, I just created this whole world. We did a bunch of exercises too. So one exercise looks like this. It's similar to I think it's called Warrior, and then you just go like that. So that's one of the exercises, and then the basic philosophy is something called a mirror. And the idea is, if we can find something spiritual in anything, what does that mean? What are we really looking at? And perhaps we're just looking at this thing that we call spiritual because it's a mirror for what we're looking for inside ourselves. So this is the basic philosophy, and I broke it down into something that sounded also quite cryptic. And I went to Arizona in the US. I built a website in order to find students. And the website looks quite legitimate because everything on it is actually quite true, except that I grew up in Jersey. And so everything's laid out here. And you can see Kumare down there with a very famous guru named Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. I just sort of stood next to him for a second and then kept walking. And then, and then there's some contact. You can go to kumare.org. It's been up for a while if you want spiritual guidance. And we also made some YouTube videos to promote it. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the trailer really soon. But the main thing is, the idea behind this film is that I wanted to create an avatar. We see avatars in social media. People live vicariously through characters in video games. The idea of an avatar comes from an ancient Indian word of a god descending to earth. And I was just sort of creating my own avatar. I was looking at Jesus, Buddha, the big ones, and so Kumare is what I had to offer. And it comes down to that idea of blue light. The reason I used the term blue light was because I figured if you can't imagine a blue light, that really will motivate you to say, I need to work on my imagination. And it's really simple. So just like I think, this also just to let you know, I think we've just released on iTunes in the UK, so you can check out Kumare. And why it didn't open in theaters here, just like religion is an old institution that is quite broken, so is film distribution. So anyway, here's the trailer for Kumare. Thanks.
So many of us look to the wisdom of the East to solve our problems in the West. Growing up in America, I too had a lot of questions. And I met a lot of religious leaders who claimed to have the answers. But were these gurus real or just full of it? To find out, I decided to impersonate a spiritual leader and build my own following. That's how I became Kumare.
Hello. If you act like a guru, then you can become a guru, no? Then you come like this.
I have a guru. It's really wild.
Begin to feel the blue light.
I feel myself getting warmer than normal. I'm sure that's your energy.
I have always wanted to connect with a true, authentic person from India. I have intense feelings about the whole planet.
The purity, the honesty, there's nothing phony about them.
You don't know if I am good, I am bad. You don't know that.
I just can't believe that you would come and spend this much time with individuals.
Just what you're doing right here, by coming here and helping others, the most important thing you can do.
I will tell my kids, my grandkids, about this wonderful person that came into my life and changed me.
I am the biggest faker that I know. I fake so much, I forget who I was before.